From London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping to kickstart your day with the motivation and inspiration you need 365 days a year. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Good morning. Welcome to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast on a brand new Box Fresh Monday. My name is Chris Jaggs, and this is your Monday episode of LDL Magic, brought to you directly to your ears. This week, I thought it would be good to have a look at the importance of a good old morning routine. Now, I know everyone listening isn't quite a morning person, I get that, but maybe if you had a bit of structure to your morning, maybe it's just a routine that you're missing to help lift you out of bed, ready to kickstart your day. Now, before we get the episode going, can I just say thank you to all the listeners on the podcast. It's been downloaded in over 100 countries and always amazes me to the incredible places this podcast gets listened to. Right then, let's jump in, shall we?
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. Because a day without sunshine is like, well, night. It's like night.
If you like this podcast, you can get even more motivation at LearnDevelopLive.com.
Okay then, morning people and non-morning people, let's do this. Now let's picture the scene. Your alarm goes off, beep, 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 or maybe it's set to your favourite radio station, whichever. Now, however that alarm goes off, a lot of people try and hit the snooze a few times whilst wishing they could just go back to sleep with no interruptions. But the truth of it all is, those first few minutes and those first few hours after you wake up, they will set the tone for the rest of your day. Too often, it probably feels like a mad rush to get out the door with just enough time to make it to work. And it's even more stressful if you've got to do the school run as well. It's just not easy. Most of your days sound like that. You're not doing yourself any favours. Every single day. If you race through each morning without taking a breath, this can and will leave you feeling stressed and unprepared for what lies ahead of you. Now, the reality right now possibly looks like this for many. You start the day with a ringing alarm clock, a big cup of coffee, and a quick check of your email or social media. Now, how close was I to that? How many of those do you do? I think we can all agree that we want to be successful in life. Some people already are. Some people are on the way. Some are a little bit further back than, maybe they think they are. And others just give up after the first hurdle. Now, what is interesting about successful people is they all have a morning routine. They all have a morning ritual, and most people don't just do what others do. They don't check their phones. They don't switch on the TV. They just take in the world, breathe it all in, and set their intentions for the day. Before we get the habits that can put you into that morning routine, it's well worth noting that having a morning routine will reduce stress. It's a guarantee if you do it properly, and I think avoiding unnecessary stresses when you've just woken up really does set the tone up for your day. Having a routine is going to help you do your things in the morning without even thinking about it. And if you don't think about it, well, you don't stress about it. Everything has a specific order, and the more you do in your routine, the more it becomes automatic. You'll move from one task to another with ease. Think about how your mind works. Every time you take your car, you automatically lock the car door without thinking about it. But when you first got that car, you were always worried about checking, always forgetting to lock it. Same thing with locking the shop back in my retail days. I'd be sitting on the train, just replaying in my head that I'd actually done it. And hey, sometimes I just couldn't remember if I had or not, despite being there with someone else at the same time locking the door. The process of doing these things becomes part of the habit. When you do the research for successful morning routines, there are 5 habits that appear more than any others that will help you achieve greater focus, clarity, and productivity. Habit 1. Ditching the alarm clock. Now, according to Amazon's Jeff Bezos, he swears by his 8 hours of sleep every single night and is a big believer of waking up naturally, hence no alarm clock. Oprah Winfrey is another big believer in waking up on your own terms. If you go to bed at a regular decent time, your body clock will start to recognise just how much sleep you normally get and will actually wake you up naturally. I mean, how many times have you woken up just a few minutes before your actual alarm clock was set to go off? Yep, your body clock has this covered. The alarm clock can be nicely summed up by thinking of the definition of the word alarm. A sudden fear or distressing suspense caused by the awareness of danger. Wow, what a way to start your day. Habit number 2 is resist the coffee. For a lot of people, once they've risen from their pits and are finally upright again, heading for the kitchen will be close to the top of the list of the things they want to do. But water is a much better option, the health experts also agree. The science behind this says that after going several hours without the good old H2O, having a refill of water first thing in the morning can rehydrate your body while aiding digestion and metabolism. I think a good recommended amount is said to be about a litre or so. Water is an essential nutrient for your body and your organs, and of course your tissue. Your body depends on the wet stuff, especially as you are up to 60% water. You really do need to replenish what you've previously lost. A refreshing glass of water can revitalise you and help you feel more positive about and be prepared for the day ahead. Habit number 3. Get yourself moving. Now, what's the best way of getting yourself going in the morning? A morning workout? Going for a run? Getting on the treadmill? Or maybe you'd like an easier start with some morning yoga. To be physically healthy and strong is to be mentally healthy and strong. It's all connected. Habit number 4. Don't go jumping into those early decisions. The preparation you do the night before can really help you set up in the next morning. Many successful people spend the evenings getting ready for the following day because it frees up their mornings to jump into the meaningful work. Even if you just want to list the top 3 things that you're going to get done tomorrow, it gives you a starting point the following day. Creating a to-do list at night is more time efficient, reduces morning stress, and marks the end to the day, resulting in greater work-life balance. Habit number 5. Time for self-reflection. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? This is something the late Steve Jobs would ask himself every single day. Too often we go through our lives on autopilot, only to realise later that sometimes we've really lost sight of our values, goals, and our passions along the way. If you ask yourself one thing as you're stood in front of that mirror, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? If the answer is no, far too many days in a row, you will know that you'll need to change something. Now you can look at this as a self-awareness technique and it can help put things back in perspective for you. Think if you woke up every morning not wanting to do your job and you feel that way for months or years on end. This is how some people live their lives day after day, month after month, even year after year. If you're answering no to this question day after day, then it really is time to get out there and find yourself a new career. Whether you want to have a morning routine or not, it's definitely worth considering. I mean, all the most successful people in the world have one and it seems to be working for them, so maybe there is something in it. If you have a morning routine yourself, let me know how it's going for you and what works for you. And you can also start to put the plan of action for you by booking your exclusive free 30-minute Learn Develop Live Power Call by going to ldlcall.com. Find the perfect slot for you and let's get you moving in the right direction. Now you have yourself a great week and I'll be back tomorrow with another 1-minute motivator. Look after yourselves and we'll speak soon.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. Enjoy.
Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time, join the motivation.